And it is recording. All right, so warm up for today is 50 jumping jacks, 50 toe touches. So on your back, touch your toes or your ankles. So 50 jumping jacks, 50 toe touches, and then 50 squat jacks, which are jumping jacks, but like squat. That guy? So 25 of those. So 50, 50, 25. 50 jumping jacks, 50 toe touches, 25 squat jacks. Yeah? All right, go. All right, Sarah. Hi. Do 50 jumping jacks and 25 squat jacks. Or you can just do 50 jumping jacks if you want. You don't have to do the squat jacks, Sarah. Or you can do the squat jacks while we do mobility if you want. Just don't do it. Okay. All right, neck rotations. Other way. Up and down. This room is so echoey. Side to side. Ear to shoulder. Shoulder circles. Backwards. chicken wing, elbow circles. Backwards. Cross your chest. Over your head. Right arm on your hip, left arm over. Other side. Go back bend. Go forward fold. Go into downward dog from here. Left leg up and through, posting. Left arm up. Left arm down, right arm up. Both arms down, drop your back knee, straighten your front leg, reach forward. All right, come back up, collapse your left leg in front of you, both arms over your head. Both arms down, reaching forward. All right, get back into downward dog from here. We step back into downward dog. All right, right leg up and through. Right arm up. Right arm down, left arm up. Both arms down, drop the back knee, straighten the front leg, reach forward. Put your foot back on the ground and collapse your right leg into pigeon. Scoot your back leg back, both arms overhead. Both arms down, reaching forward. Alright, get back into downward dog from here. Drop both knees down. And I keep carrying that this is called a froggy pose, but put your hips forward. Now hips back with child's pose. Reach over to the left. Reach over to the right. And time. All right, we'll get into some movement drills. We're gonna do hip escape, regular hip escape, and then on our forearm, and then on our hands. So across your mat, however far, regular, turn around. You're gonna go on your forearm, turn around, then on your hand. Yeah? Scoot this down a little bit. Right, there we go. Nope, that didn't work. All right, next we're gonna do side control hip escape. So like if you were in side control, you're hip escaping to the side like that. Yeah? Like you're in side control and you're trying to hip escape out. Like pretend somebody's got you in side control, just scoot out. There you go, yeah. All right, next, since we're having such a fun time going side to side, let's do hey-hos back and forth. So hey-hos are the ones that are like this. And back. right, next, after I burnt out your abs, we're going to hip thrust. We're going to put our hand down for a sit out. We're going to go over, hop your feet to you, and you're going to do a forward roll. Turn back around. Do it again. Hip thrust, hand down, sit out, around. All right, time, next one. We're gonna do a slow controlled back roll. Here. And we're gonna try to inchworm forward and try to do a front roll without using our hands. Here. Slow and controlled, out. And I'm going to turn to my other shoulder. Not very good at it. Yeah, I'm not trying to use my hands like at all. Workout. No hands. Try not to use your knees either. Try to inchworm forward. All right, time. Okay, get your water, get your dummy. Let's do some leg stuff. was gonna do toe hold, but I realized not everybody has toes on their dummies. But I'll teach it anyway, real quick. We'll just go through it a little bit before I go into the other things. But I'm gonna teach you a toe hold because my dummy now has feetsies. So a toe hold is very much like a wrist lock, right? So what happens with toe hold is you have the knee isolated. So you can have it here and they can't really move around. And it's like doing a wrist lock because I have this isolated. I can go to a knee bar, but like sometimes they're not letting me. So instead of doing a knee bar, look at my dummy's very skinny legs here. So you can't really tell. So on the dummy, this is the big toe, and over here is the little toe, right? Big toe, little toe. I'm going to match the little toe with my little pinky, my little finger here. I'm going to grab, and I'm going to smush the foot, the top of the foot, and the pinky, I'm touching the pinky toe with my tip of my pinky finger here, and I'm going to bend it back, right? That's going to be how I want to do it. But obviously their foot is going to be stronger than my hand, so I have to reinforce. So this arm goes around, and I'm going to grab my wrist. No thumbs for either thing here, and then I'm going to do a toe hold like that. So that I'm isolating the knee against me. I'm not going to ever be in this position where I can be, but I won't be usually in this position. But this is how I do the toe hold, right? Okay.
I have a quick question. I'm just having trouble seeing because I think the lighting in the sock. Is your hand going like, this is my foot, like across like this, or is it?
So I want to wrap my hands like this.
Okay.
Actually, I will use my thumb to hold on. I wasn't
Okay.
using my. So here, and I'm kind of collapsing the toes in, and this hand I can't fucking wrap around my own.
Be like
thing.
under.
Goes around in here, and I'm going to push on it this way. So I'm going to push on it this way, right? Toe hold.
Okay.
Both collapsing the toes, which will make the foot point better, and also make them tap. So, yes, I know we don't all have the thing, but we're going to do an entry into it from De La Hiva. So I got the dummy and De La Hiva, right? So De La Hiva is when one leg is wrapped around your leg here. So they usually have it, whatever, however they want to wrap there. And this foot is usually either on the hip or on the knee here, right? Pushing. I gotta get these proportions right. But anyway, so I will point my knee, that's the leg that's being De La Hiva. I'm going to point it out and make sure that I break it. And usually I point the knee out and like put my shin into their leg, and that usually will break the De La Hiva foot. I'm going to grab this toe, this foot, either, let's just say it's on my hip for the sake of this. I'm going to grab the same way that we did the toe hold earlier, just grab the top of the foot, matching my pinky with their pinky toe. And then I'm going to roll forward this shoulder over their leg. Here, here. I'm going to make sure this foot, the first foot, the top of my foot is on the hip. This foot will usually try to keep the other leg from coming in. So I'm either holding on here and squeezing or keeping that foot from coming in. Usually I like doing this or even hooking, but the dummy, so it's hard to do. So here, I squeeze my knees. I make sure the knee is on my abdomen to keep it from going anywhere. I already had the foot when I rolled, and now I just finish it here. Yeah? We'll try that. Just work on. Okay, so we're just gonna work on the entry. You don't have to do the finish. Conceptually, just understand the finish, but we're here, De La Riva. I'm gonna just pretend this De La Riving person has a foot on my hip. So I'm going to break this hook first. I'm gonna turn my toe out. I'm gonna kick my shin into their leg, and it'll usually break at least the hook on your leg. I'm gonna grab the toes here, and it's down here. I'm gonna grab the toes, and I'm going to roll over this shoulder here into this position. This arm will come around as I roll. I already have the toes here, and I'll finish here. I won't always get the finish because once I start rolling, they'll freak out, and this position won't be as tight, but you can get other things like bars and stuff, but we'll just try that entry real quick. And then we'll do something simpler.
So I'm rolling over the opposite shoulder?
You're rolling over the opposite shoulder, yes. So you're holding one, and then you're rolling over the other.
Is the leg between my legs when I'm rolling?
Yes. Yep, exactly. So you don't have to roll all the way. So you're not rolling all the way like that. Come back up, Kathy. I'll show you real quick. Here. So I'm rolling, but I'm not going to put my legs up like that. I'm going to roll over. So in slow motion, I'm dropping my knee like you did. I'm going to put this shoulder on the ground. I'm going to make sure my legs are controlling everything here. I'm not going to go up like this. I want my legs tight once I roll. So it's not a full roll. I'm just getting onto my shoulder and onto my back, and I got this here. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Here.
All right. Let's go to something somewhat similar and simpler, especially because we don't all have the toe thing. Also, a lot of the time when you roll over like that, people will think you're knee barring them, which will actually cause them to bend their leg more, which will get you the toe hold a little bit better. If they leave it straight, you can go for a knee bar in that same position, except, yeah, the hold is just gonna be weird. You just have to adjust. Yeah, okay, we'll just do breaking the De La Riva again, and we'll go into a knee slice and a back step. So we're gonna keep going with this De La Riva series. Here, they have this on your, well, I'm just doing hip because I can. I'm gonna break this, remember, point your toe out or your knees out and kick. I'm going to here put my hand on the hip, and I'm going to push this knee down so I can do a knee slice pass. But instead of doing a knee slice, I'm going to actually back step with this leg here. And this leg, I'm going to support. A real leg will not flop up like this, so you're like shelving is what Sarah calls it. So I broke the De La Hiva, so just start from the De La Hiva so that you guys can practice the De La Hiva break. Put my knees out, break that, put my hand on the hip, push the knee down, get into a slice position. From here, I'll actually move my hand to the other hip just to stabilize as I back step here. So I back step, and I'm going to shelf that outside leg. So now I have both my knees here, right? Yeah? Okay. From here, I'm going to go over and grab the farther leg. So this is the one that I've shelved on my knee. I'm going to come over and grab the far leg. I'm going to pull that to me too. And then I'm going to, because my feet were close together, I'm going to figure for that and roll onto my back. Bring both legs to you. Like both of them will kind of go underneath your armpit. I'm going to show it again. You can watch me do it in step. Maybe I'll move you this way. So I'll narrate. So I'm breaking the De La Hiva hook. Knee out, shin in, hand goes on the hip. I'm going to put that knee down, knee slice, but instead of the knee slice, I'm going to back step. This hand goes onto the opposite hip, back step, shelf the first leg underneath my knee, right? And most a real person's leg would go like this rather than up because we can attack the foot there. So it'll go down. I'm going to grab the opposite leg, right? And I'm going to, let's put the opposite leg underneath your armpit for now. I'm going to figure 4 lock, triangle lock, this, and then fall to my back. Here.
So do you end up you're next to them, not on top of them, Chop? You're kind of like, but your head is both your heads are in the same area.
I will be perpendicular. I mean, I'm landing weird on the dummy, but okay. I should be about perpendicular / at an angle, but my legs will be in this position.
Okay.
Right.
So in the end, this is a knee bar or what is this? Is this a toe hold?
I haven't told you yet. Get into that position. There's actually a few submissions you can do at the end of that.
Oh.
So we'll work on I think there's 3 submissions. So let's just work on that entry first. It's pretty complicated. I think so. Get it closer to like underneath your armpit rather than hugging here. Just collect them both underneath your armpit.
Okay. You were talking to me, right? So
Yes,
like,
sorry.
no, that's good. No, I thought you were. So once I've shelved the first one,
Mm-hmm.
I get the second one.
Yeah.
Got
Collect
it.
them both underneath your armpit.
Which arm?
The outside one. Yeah, that one.
It's so awkward to try to figure out. I guess if they were real legs, they'd be like longer and bending a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm like, how the heck do I get? Okay, and then I lock it up here, and then go here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do the finishes to this since it looks like you guys are getting the entry pretty good. All right, so I'm just gonna start from the back step. Back step, shelf the first leg, collect the second leg here. You can do the figure four. I've also seen people, let's just do the figure four. I'm not even gonna mess with the other thing. So collecting the other leg, figure fouring to make sure everything is in place. I've collected both underneath my armpit, which is the easiest way to see this. Here. So that farther leg is now the one that's kind of underneath my armpit. First, I'm going to do this. How do I explain this on not real legs? On Friday, I had Sarah here, so I could explain this better. But the first submission is going to be kind of a calf slicer situation because their legs will be crossed over one another. So their shin, even though you're attacking an ankle lock, their shin will go into the back of their calf as you're trying to do an ankle lock. So it's more of a calf slicer, which is still legal because you're not attacking the calf slicer, you're attacking the ankle lock. This whole entire thing is not legal in gi. Not the point. So anyway, so you got your first leg collected underneath your armpit. You're going to grab the second leg. You're going to get into that ankle lock hold. So you have this arm and this arm, but I'm going to be on this shoulder on the ground here. So this is how I want it. So I've collected the outside leg underneath my armpit. I'm going underneath that, collecting the inside leg, grabbing it. Yes, this way. So that's the first one. The second one is going to be a heel hook. So I'm attacking this leg. I'm going to get the toes underneath the back of my shoulder. I'm going to collect the heel. I'm going to put my forearm into it and then turn. That's just so hard to explain on dummy. I feel like Sarah's there to comment. This was so much easier when I had a person. So, I'm gonna sit up so I can find this a little better. So here, I collected that first, right? This is the first leg I collected, second leg I collected. Now they're crossed. Now I'm going to pull on this outside leg. I'm going to get it into an ankle lock position. And we'll finish the ankle lock from there, right? Does that make sense now that I'm sitting up? No? Yes? Maybe? The second one we'll do is a heel hook still on this leg right here, this leg. While this is still here, I can do a heel hook, right? Does that make sense? Yeah? If that leg comes out, basically they'll be kicking each leg out. We can also try to do an ankle lock on that far leg, but it just doesn't work as well. We'll just try those. Let's try the entry again and try to attack this leg while you cross this leg over. You're basically collecting both legs so they don't kick you, but you're attacking this leg, the original leg. Took its foot off. All right. I'm gonna do one more, even though I know we're still trying to get this one. So I did this one on Friday, and Sarah was here, so I could demonstrate on her. So if you want to see this, like not dummy, watch the video from Friday, because I think that'll be much more helpful than seeing me do it on the dummy. It's just hard to see how real legs bend on the dummy, obviously. But we'll do this last one, which is going to be the same. So you can start from the Delahiva, push out, knee slice, back step, but instead of, we can still shelf, but instead of doing that entire sequence, the outside hand is going to grab the, I usually grab the back of the ankle. The inside hand is going to grab at the knee pit or above the knee pit and really hold onto there, like grippy hands. I'm going to put both my knees together, fall to my side, and this one is completely perpendicular to them here. And then I'm going to squeeze my knees and knee bar. This hand can go all the way up to the, the ankle, the Achilles as well. I like holding on with this hand, keeping it in place. I like also turning the leg so that I know that my hips, when I hip up, is going to get right at the knee, right? So this is much a little simpler. So I'm just going to start from the back step. I back step, this hand is still on the hip here. This hand is going to come, collect the leg. It's going to end up at the Achilles. This hand is going to grab the back of right above the knee, not quite at the knee, right above the knee, that hamstring. You're gonna grab the hamstring, the bottom of the hamstring. This knee comes in, they pinch, and you're gonna drop perpendicular. This hand can come up a little bit, however far you want. Then I'm going to hip in, squeeze my knees and hip in. All right, knee bar. That one's a knee bar. Go. Yes, lots of leg stuff. All right, time. Okay, I'm gonna give, well, put away your dummies, and I'm gonna give you an option. All right, do you wanna do the little Tabata workout that I have? And it'll take 4 minutes, or do you wanna do 2 minutes of an intense ab, well, I don't know if it's intense, a single ab workout for 2 minutes?
I vote abs.
Okay, abs. Okay, so we're gonna do it for 2 minutes, but we're basically gonna keep your legs off the ground, like about an inch or whatever. Out, up, hip up, down. Keep your legs off the ground. Out, up, hip up. I mean, it's not that intense. It's just we're gonna do 2 straight minutes of it. Yeah. Let me figure out which timer I can do that with. I can do my regular timer. Not alarms. Timer. We are going to do 2 minutes of that. Set. 2 minutes. Okay. It doesn't have a. We're gonna do 2:10 because the thing doesn't quite. Whatever. Ready? All right. Go. All right, time. That's not allowed. Cool. That was 2 minutes of that thing. All right.
All right. Thanks, John.
Welcome. It is, I don't know if I said it before, it's leg lock month or whatever the hell. So we're doing leg locks all month. I've had Sarah here to demonstrate some stuff, which is easier than doing it on the dummy because you can't tell which way legs bend on dummy. But yeah, yeah.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Bye.
Welcome.
Good night.
Night. Bye.